Welcome and thank you for enrolling in this course. So I'll be starting by talking about a little bit of landscape that we have with AI in the field of UI UX research. Okay. So like we know, AI is transforming the space. Now actually AI is transforming every space, but with respect to UI UX research, there are a lot of AI tools coming up, and in existing tools that you are using as a UI UX researcher, there is AI integration coming up. So coming up meaning it's already there and some products are adding it, some products are enhancing it. So that is already happening. And what does this mean to you as a researcher? So this is not going to replace you, but this is going to accelerate the way in you are working. Okay. So tomorrow, if you were taking 2 days, or sorry, not tomorrow, yesterday, if you were taking 2 days to finish something, today, with the help of AI, you are going to take a few hours. Okay, depending on your speed, you are going to take a few hours to finish that particular thing if you pair up with AI. So that's the power it brings to the table. So it is not replacing you, but it is as a tool that can help you accelerate a lot of stuff. How? That is what we are going to explore in this complete course. Okay. So AI is of course transforming this space. AI won't replace researchers. So AI is not here to replace the human expertise. You as a researcher will still stay relevant, but with the help of AI, your work will be accelerated, which means like if you were taking a few days to finish a job, you are going to now finish it in few hours if you use the right AI tools effectively. Okay. So AI won't replace researchers. Think of AI tools as different helpers in the research process. So yes, research process involves different steps, right? There are different stages of research. So in this process, AI tools come in as helpers at different stages, right? And they are helpers only. They are not going to make decisions on your behalf. They are going to help you, direct you, brainstorm with you, but you are the sole controller, or you decide what happens next. Okay, so they are mere helpers over here. These tools are available there are tools available for using AI at every step of research. So like I said, research process involves different steps like creating surveys, sending it to your users, synthesizing the survey responses, and generating insights from the responses that you have got. So there are different stages. These are the different stages. Planning your research, then you will send your research or survey. You will decide on the survey research type, right? Whether you want to talk to your users, you want to meet in person, you want to have a video call, or whether you want to send out surveys to your users. So which research type you want to choose, that you can decide with the help of AI. Now, once you decide the research type, whether you are sending surveys, whether you're conducting customer interviews, or whether you are having an in-person meeting, okay, whatever you do, you're going to get responses, you're going to have data from your users. Now, how do you synthesize the data? How do you make sense of it? How do you generate insights from it? What issues users are facing? So for all of this, you have access to different AI tools that you can make use of. Things like creation of surveys, like what questions should I ask as a researcher in the interview? So all that preparation work, like creating surveys, everyone used to create surveys manually. But today, you tell AI like these are the 5 questions and this is how I want to capture the response. It is going to create survey for you. So survey setup has become very easy. So earlier I know when I used to research, I used to spend good amount of time, like at least half a day setting up the survey itself, right? But now you can set up in a few minutes. So you save a lot of time. See, if you are talking to a customer over a video call, or if you're meeting in person, then you will need a set of questions that you should ask, and how should you ask, what are the things you should keep in mind. All of that can be done with the help of AI today. Okay, then synthesizing the data, generating customer insight, all of this can be done with the AI. Once you have the insights, how would you present it to stakeholder? How would you showcase it to different teams, different personas? All of that also you can leverage AI for the same. So there are different tools available at different steps is what I mean to say. And we'll be talking about those tools, and we'll be seeing how you can leverage them. Okay, so this is a very to the point course wherein I won't be talking fluff. I will be taking you directly to the point and delivering the value. So I hope you would love the information that I present. So now it's the time that we begin talking about brainstorming issues with AI. Now, when it comes to user research, And if you are working in a team, you're going to get these kind of requests always. Like, users don't like our app. We need to be more like our competitor. Can you just ask user what features they want? Our conversion is low. So these requests, these are the requests that you will often hear from your stakeholders. Okay. And what is the problem with these requests? These requests are too vague to research effectively. They are too broad, solution focused. They are instead of problem focused. So here, for example, in the third request, you can see like someone is asking you to just ask users what features they want. Okay. So yes, these are solution focused based on assumptions. There is no evidence. Okay. So one or two users might complain and it becomes like everybody is complaining suddenly, whoever is using the product. And there's no clear success criteria. So this is not structured and this gets you nowhere, right? So this is a problem over here. Okay. And here is where AI can be helpful. Okay. In a context wherein AI can help you clarify vague stakeholder input. Okay. So for example, AI can help you brainstorm a bit, and you can quickly turn fuzzy statements like users don't like our app into structured problem areas, helping researchers frame the right questions. Okay. So one is it clarifies the vague stakeholder input that you get. It can also generate a broad hypothesis space. For example, instead of starting in blind, AI can help you brainstorm what are the possible user challenges that could come in. For example, if your stakeholder or whoever your manager is saying that our conversion is low in a particular funnel, okay, so you can brainstorm with AI and understand what are the friction points, or whether there is an unclear pricing, whether there is an delivery delay or something like that. And because of this, AI accelerates early stage discovery and saves you a lot of time. So earlier you need to brainstorm, or you had to brainstorm this with people, your team, and all of that. But now you can make use of AI to do all of this. You can highlight hidden assumptions. You can even so you can do a lot of things over here. Okay, so basically it's like your brainstorming companion. Okay, now if this is not done in the right way, like if you are not able to define the problem in a right way. For example, let's say you get a stakeholder request that our app isn't working, users are complaining about everything, we are losing to our competitors. So this is very weak, right? There is no clear problem definition. So if you are not defining, if you as a user researcher, you're not defining the problem definition properly, it's going to cost you a lot. Okay. And it costs in terms of not understanding the root causes of the problems that users are facing. And you won't have solutions that are going to address real problems, and you will even waste a lot of time and resources in building something that is not right. And that is when you will waste a lot of time and resources. Now, when it comes to brainstorming, you can make use of general LLM models, for example, like ChatGPT, Gemini, or Claude. Okay, ChatGPT stands out to be the most popular, and you can do a lot just with the free plan. Okay, you don't need to pay for this. So here I am logged into ChatGPT dashboard, and here I have already written the prompt that I would be triggering. So here you can see first I'm giving some context over here as to what the startup is all about. Okay, so some brief of the company, what the app does, or whatever the product you are willing to brainstorm AI with. So here I'm talking about Freshcart, which is a grocery delivery startup, and it allows users to browse the groceries, add items to the cart, choose delivery slots, and pay online. Okay. Now I've received the following stakeholder request. So here in this template, you need to, so this is a template that I've prepared. You can add any sort of stakeholder request. So let's say I got this stakeholder request over here, which says something like this. Okay. Find out what users want. Now I'm telling AI that I need 3 things out of this. Okay. I want you to translate this into clear problem focused research question, identify hidden assumptions behind the request, and suggest 3-5 possible user challenges or problem areas that this might point to, and keep the response structured and concise. So if I give this as an input over here, so let us see what output we get over here. So you can see here it is going to give you some output. Okay, so here first it says like this is a clear problem focused research question. So it is telling you that, hey, what unmet needs, pain points, or missing features are causing users to prefer competitor grocery delivery apps over Freshcart. So this is the clear problem statement. Okay. Then you have over here hidden assumptions in the request. So you can see over here user satisfaction is primarily due to missing features. This is an assumption, right? And of course it's an assumption. So if you as a human oversee this point, okay, AI can quickly let you know. Okay, competitors are winning because of the features, not because of better usability. This is also a assumption. Okay, the problem is universal across all users rather than varying by segment. This is another problem. So what you can do is you can go back, check the data, and see which users are turning to the competitors and not coming back to the app regularly. What is the segment? Try to segment them a bit and try to see what sort of users they are. Okay, this could give you some insights. So here you can see a lot of to-dos at your end now. Okay, what features alone will solve the like adding features alone will solve the retention and satisfaction issues. So for example, if you are a grocery delivery startup, probably having a good delivery time could even improve the retention and satisfaction issues. There could be product issues that your users might also be facing. So this is what this line is pointing out. So just by adding features into the product is not going to solve the problem. There might be something external that is impacting this. For example, delivery issues or delay in deliveries, the product quality issues. So product is not good. Product as in the groceries that are being delivered are not good, not the app. Okay, so this could also be a reason. And then here you can see over here possible user challenges or problem areas. It could be navigation, usability, checkout, payments, delivery experience, trust, transparency, value perception. Now from all the possible user challenges, okay, that the AI has listed, okay, you can add a follow-up prompt over here. You can ask it that from the list of possible challenges, prioritize them based on what typically impacts a grocery app the most. Okay, show the reasoning as well. So it is going to give you the output of that. Now you can see over here, it thought for 11 seconds. It took some time over here and it gave you a tight prioritized view. Okay, so the first is delivery experience. Okay, reliability and slot availability. So people are coming to a grocery app to buy groceries, right? So delivery experience might be an issue over here. Okay, reliability, slot availability, this could be an issue and it's better in the competitor, and that's why they might be going there. This is just still a hypothesis. Okay, this needs to be validated. So you can see over here how to validate quickly. It is also giving you this measure on-time delivery percentage orders with substitutions, and percentage of users who cite delivery issues in the support ticket. So basically you can look at all these data points to get some cues over here for this particular problem. Okay, so it is giving you a decent direction over here. Okay, so we just had some vague problems and now you have decent directions wherein for if you want to validate for this problem, if this could be a problem, you can measure these metrics over here if you have. Okay, if you don't have these metrics handy, you can set this up, right? Check out payment frictions. So basically this could be one. So you can check out the conversion rate and all of that. Navigation issues could be one. Trust and transparency could be one, like freshness, substitutions, fees and all of that. See how if users are complaining, what are the return refund rates for perishable items and trust related or NPS themes, what is happening over there, right? So all these things you can check. Okay, and okay, this gives you enough on your plate. Okay, so now you have a list of actions. Okay, now here what you can even do is, since everybody is saying that hey our competitors are better, what you can do is you can ask AI to do a head-to-head comparison, okay, between the competitors and your features. Of course, now the Freshcart startup over here is hypothetical, and Instacart is also hypothetical. They don't exist, right? So what you can do is you can add any sort of things over here. So I can add Airbnb and I can add booking.com. Okay, so these are not my startups, okay, but I'm just giving you an example over here. You can see possible weaknesses, likely strengths, you can see. So based on what all data it has been trained on, it will give you everything, like all the data, all the distinction over here, weaknesses versus strengths over here. You can see over here, right? Possible weaknesses and likely strengths. Okay, so you can see over here how this is comparing, and you can even chat with it more to get even more robust things over here. Okay, so this is how you can make use of AI for brainstorming by iterating over it. Okay, you are giving it a prompt, it is giving you the output, and then you're iterating over it to get more information, right? So yeah, I hope this has been useful so far. At time in a lot of research Teams. People want to make use of frameworks to define structure to problem statements. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example of a framework. You might use a different one, that's absolutely fine. But I'm going to show you how you can do a problem deconstruction with the help of AI and accelerate the process. So let us take a look at this 5WH problem deconstruction framework. Okay, so this framework is a simple tool to break down problems by asking 6 key questions: who, what, when, where, why, and how. Now, why these kind of frameworks are being used? So these kind of frameworks are being used to clarify a problem, and they help uncover root issues in a structured manner. Okay, and if you're looking at a problem from a single perspective, it helps you get multiple perspectives so that the solution that you're getting are more focused and effective. Okay, so it all starts with asking these questions, these 6 questions, and let us understand what these 6 questions are. Okay, so the first question is who. It identifies the real user, for example, or who are we talking about over here? Who is experiencing the problem, right? Are we talking about a specific segment of users, or are we talking about all problem, or who is not experiencing the problem? So all about who is being defined over here with this single question. Then we have what. So what defines any sort of behavior, right? So what is the expected behavior? What is happening right now and what should be expected? What does success looks like? Any sort of evidence we have to support this? All of that comes under what? When. So when does this problem occur? So some problems might be situational, or they might occur at a particular time, right? For example, if people are dropping off and not making use of the checkout page a lot, okay, they are not checking out. So is there a particular timing to this problem, like it happens during sale period or something like that? Then that is important, and that could help identify the problem even further, right? So where basically helps you identify the location. So where in the app, for example, whether this problem is occurring on the home page, product search, cart, checkout, where is it happening exactly? Okay, so that needs to be identified. And then you have why. So why is this problem actually happening? So if people are not adding product to the cart, so what could be the potential reason? So this gives you a list or some information around the potential causes. And then you have how. So how, meaning it's all about mechanisms over here, okay, and the impact. So basically if you're saying people are not adding the cart, so how is this problem manifesting? Why is this happening, and how do we measure this? So yeah, this is how the framework works. And let us say you want to make use of AI to structure your problem with the help of this framework. So first, what you used to do is you used to do all of this manually. Okay, I've been in a position wherein I used to, take a notepad, pen. I used to lock myself in a room and I used to think around with this problem or with this framework, and I would try to map all the possible things and give it a structure. Or I would possibly also invite my team members to do so, and I would talk to a broader range of people as well to get a different perspective. So this used to how things used to function early on. Okay, of course they function they can function in a similar way today as well. Okay, but today with the help of AI you can get started quickly, really quickly. Okay, so for example, here I have made this prompt over here. What I generally do now is I basically make this kind of prompt. Users don't like our app. Okay, so I say I have received the stakeholder request about Freshcart. Okay, and this stakeholder request, I'm going to make use of this framework over here, and I'm going to add some structure to it. Okay, for example, in this format over here, and I'm also asking AI to format the response as this, and here I'm adding some pointers over here. Okay, so let us know, okay, for each question basically identify what you know versus what you're assuming. So AI might have certain assumptions that it might do on its end. So we also want to know like what we already know and what we are assuming. So mention that specific details about that need the investigation. Also here there is no data that we are sharing. We are just talking in terms of Freshcart. Okay, we have not shared any sort of data to the AI model. So if you have any sort of data that you can share, of course, you can add that data as a part of the prompt that, hey, this is the data that I have currently. This is how things are working right now in the app. Okay, but if you don't have any sort of data, then you can mention over here if data is missing. Okay, you can ask me for the data to validate the assumption. So if you don't know what data is supposed to be put in over here, you can tell AI to let me know. Okay, data sources that could improve the evidence and potential blind spot or biases. Okay, so all of this, we are creating a prompt with all of this information. You can copy this and you can go over here and you can just paste it over here. Okay, so here you will get a breakdown over here using this particular framework. So you can see over here, the response are formatted in this particular way over here. You can see who. So what we know, users are leaving fresh card to competitors, right? What are we assuming? All users are disliking the app regardless of the segment. This is the assumption. Okay, so what needs investigation? So which user groups are most dissatisfied? So that is what you need to investigate over here. What data sources can help? So basically, if you have any sort of analytics tool, customer support logs, market research, competitor user profiles, and blind spot is basically you are treating all users as homogeneous. Okay, you are not considering niche segments who may actually be satisfied. Who are those users who will be satisfied, right? So with respect to who, your problem has these things and you are leaving with these things in hand, right? So you're up to speed over here. What? Okay, so when it comes to what, stakeholder thinks that the problem is the feature. Okay, not having enough feature. And what are we assuming? Lack of feature is the main reason why users are not switching. So this is one major thing over here. Okay, so what needs investigation? What specific problems are frustrating users? It might not be features always, right? Is it like a faster delivery? Like are competitors giving faster delivery or something like that? So get some data sources around competitors benchmarking, user interviews, talk to users who are using the competitors app and get some data over there. Okay, over focusing on features while ignoring the basics. So this is a blind spot over here, right? So what gives or what question is having these things over here? When? So you can see over here, competitor switch is happening now. You can see competitor switch is happening now. So what are we assuming that this could be a recent trend and not an ongoing issue? So there is a possibility that people are already migrating to competitors from a while and you are not aware. It's coming into limelight now. Okay, so you need to do investigation over here, and there are some similar blind spots, data sources given over here. Where also you are getting some decent analysis. You can see where. So Freshcard is operating in multiple regions, that is assumed. Okay, so this is talking about all the locations. Okay, where. So this is not talking from the standpoint of where in the app this is happening, but this has taken into consideration the location over here. Why also over here you are getting users are dissatisfied to switch and you have enough data over here. I won't say data, enough pointers over here to investigate. How also you are getting things over here. Okay, so key assumption, it's not about features, not usability, delivery, reliability or pricing. Okay, all users are equally dissatisfied. This could be a problem. Okay, so basically rather than assuming all users are dissatisfied, you could basically segment users region wise and all of that. Competitors are winning because of product functionality. This is one thing that you are thinking. Okay, so these are assumptions that you should test, and there are some data gaps that you need to fill in. Okay, like we had mentioned in the prompt, if there are any sort of data gaps, okay, mention that as well. So here you can see this we had mentioned. So here you are seeing the data gaps come in, right? You can see. So you need to get this data gap and you will have some decent understanding of this now. And to validate assumptions quickly, it is giving you some suggestions as well. Okay, so you can see over here, it is also giving you a follow-up question that do you want to turn this into a stakeholder facing summary deck? So whether you want to go back to the stakeholders and present this, okay, you could do that as well. Okay, but the point over here is with the help of AI, you are saving a lot of time and effort over here. You are brainstorming with the help of AI using a framework. Okay, you're using a framework. So earlier, this was not the case. You had to brainstorm with your team, pen, paper. Of course, that still happens. Okay, but AI gets you started. This all might not be accurate, but it's very good if you take a look at it. It's very good. I have not shared any data. If you have any data, if you add data. So understand this. As much of information you give AI, okay, the more it knows, the better response it will give you. Okay, so I've not added data because this is just a hypothetical example, but if you have any sort of data, this or learnings or past learnings, you can add that and it is going to give you a decent breakdown and it will accelerate your work. I hope this has been useful. Now, there will be scenarios when you are defining a problem statement. There will be scenarios wherein you want to go beyond the traditional LLMs like ChatGPT and Gemini or Claude, right? So one such service is elicit.org. Okay, right now it's elicit.com. And this is a AI powered research assistant, and it's mainly used by researchers and product teams to find, summarize and synthesize academic papers without having to manually read one. So if there is a research that exists related to a problem that you are figuring out right now, you can go and check out if there are any sort of research papers there, right? And you can get the findings out of those research papers. For example, if there is a study done on the on basically cart abandonment, or why people are abandoning cart with respect to online grocery stores. So you can read that research paper and get some findings over there that can help you accelerate your work. Now, of course, this is a paid service, okay, with a generous free tier. Okay, so I'm just going to show you how you can use this for free. So you can see the things over here. It can analyze more evidence more accurately. So you can see over here, without going through the entire paper, you basically have the information there, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign up quickly over here, create a free account. Now you can sign up using email address or Google. So I'll just quickly finish this sign up process. Now you will be asked for what plan you wish to buy. So I don't want to buy any plan. I would just want to stick to the free plan over here. And here you can see find papers, research reports, or systematic view. Okay, this is a paid version, but you can find any sort of research over here. So here what you can do is you can search for this kind of a problem. Okay, so you can say what research exists on an online grocery cart abandonment or e-commerce checkout abandonment over here. Okay, and you can say search over here. So you are going to get from its database, you're going to get all the papers over here. So here you can see some summary at the top, and this is a standard. So these are some standard data that you are seeing over here. 75%, which is approximately 2/3 of shopping carts are being abandoned. Okay, and if you want to, if you're interested, then I'll click on this first one, and here you will see some findings over here. Okay, so this does not have okay, this does not have much of an information, but this is giving you the abstract summary over here of the research over here. Okay, so you can go through this and you can play around with the research over here. And if you feel like even this much of information is too much, what you can do is you can copy the information and get it summarized using ChatGPT in like 5 bullets or so. Okay, so that is something also you can do. But this is a very good tool to go through all the research papers that might exist. And yeah, so I feel free plan is generous enough over here to let you browse at least and get some information out there. Also here on the right hand side, you can see you can add more columns like main findings. So I can add columns of main findings, and here itself, without clicking on the paper itself, you can see main findings over here. Okay, so if you want to read more, then you can click on this and you can read more about. Another tool I want to talk about is Perplexity AI. Okay, so this is also a tool that can help you do a lot of things. Okay, so I'm just going to sign up here using Google. So I saw a pop-up like whether you want to sign in, and I have just created the account. Okay, it's pretty fast. So it's perplexity.ai, and I'll just continue with the free version. Okay, and I will just say continue over here. Okay, so here you can see this is a search bar. Now what does this exactly do? So this is a real-time search plus reasoning engine. So think of it like Google plus ChatGPT combined, right? Normally what you do is if you're doing research, you would go and search on Google and try to find some information about the problem, right? But with Perplexity, you can come over here, you can search for any sort of problem. So let's say if you are getting a high drop off in the checkout flow, then you can search something like this. What strategies do Instacart, Amazon Fresh and Walmart grocery use to reduce mobile cart or mobile checkout abandonment? Okay, so if there is any information out there on the web around this, okay, you are going, if there is any sort of study anyone has done, so you don't need to go there and read the entire study, but this is going to summarize it for you. So you can see all the strategies over here as to what competitors are doing. Amazon Fresh strategies over here. Okay, so all of this you can go and you can check, and it is also giving you some sources over here as from where you are getting this information. Now, this question I gave was from a competitor standpoint as to what they are doing, but you can even check and make use of Perplexity for getting some trends. So, what are the design trends in mobile checkout design? Okay, I entered the last year over here. I'm sorry. So, this is sorry about the typo, but it should be the latest year, either 2025, or if you're watching in 2026, it should be that. Okay, so you can see over here, you are getting the trends over here, and you are going to see all the trends over here like this. You can see, right? So all the trends with the links. You can click on the link and you can see what trends are we talking about. Any more information you want, like for example, I can ask this kind of question: why do user prefer free delivery thresholds over flat delivery fees? So if there is any sort of study out there on the web, okay, it is going to bring in, and you can see it's searching for things like Reddit, Unfleet, and everything. Okay, and it is giving you the summarization along with citations. So you can go and play around with these tools as well to improve your research. Now it's time that we begin talking about the right mode for interviewing user and getting more on the problem statement. Okay. Now, when we talk about right mode, there are few ways to do this. Okay. So there are different ways to do this, like short interviews. You might even prefer quick survey, which is another way. And there is a hybrid approach as well, wherein you combine both the things, wherein you have short survey as well as one follow-up interview after the survey. Okay. Now, when should you choose what? So there is a standard. So you can choose short interview. When you need deep stories, you want to understand step-by-step behavior in depth. You also want to capture the reactions and feelings. Okay. You should do quick survey. If you want best numbers, if you want numbers, okay, so basically what percentage of users are saying something, what percentage are preferring something, all of that, you could do quick comparisons and you can analyze the trends. That is when you do quick survey, and you could go for a hybrid approach if you want both breadth and depth. Okay, so depending on your situation, you might choose the right approach to work around a particular problem statement. Okay. Now, here also AI can help you choose the right research mode faster. And by AI, I'm talking about general models like ChatGPT. And how do they help you? So they help you comparing interview approach versus survey approach versus hybrid approach for your exact problem. So if you have a problem statement that you have defined perfectly with data, then you can make use of that to get help from AI to compare all the approaches. And this involves explaining the trade-offs, okay, comparing trade-offs, depth versus breadth, and also giving you reasoned recommendations in seconds so that you don't waste any time guessing. Okay, so this saves time, improves your decision making, and also ensures that you use the right method. So let's say I have an example problem statement over here. So the problem statement is: first time fresh cart users abandon 47% of mobile checkout sessions when reviewing delivery fees and payment options. This is a problem statement that I have figured out. Okay, now I want to go a step further. Okay, so this is when reviewing the delivery fees, payment options, preventing successful order completion and resulting in 1.1 million quarterly revenue loss and 2.8 star of average checkout ratings. So this is a problem right now that we are facing in our application. Now, what we would do is we would basically ask AI over here. So I can ask, here is my research problem. Okay, and so this is my research problem, and should I run interview, short one, or survey, or both? Okay, so it'll suggest you, okay, everything. You can even modify this to get the why as well. So it's thinking for longer. So it is giving you the answer over here. It is telling you do both after thinking for 13 seconds. So do both. You should run a short quantitative survey first to measure how common different problems are, and follow with qualitative interviews to understand the why and uncover the unsolvable UX and business problems, right? And here it is also telling you the why. I have not mentioned why over here. I forgot to mention why. I was supposed to. But here it also gave you the why over here, and basically it is also giving you a plan over here. It has created a plan to get a target cohorts, and for survey it has also given you the goal and sample size guidance over here, and suggested survey. Also it has suggested you over here along with interviews. Okay, so it has given you fair amount of information. You can see over here the metrics and everything over here. Okay, and it is also giving you some follow-up questions over here as to what you would like it to do now. Okay, so this helps a lot, and you can iterate over this and expand this further, but this can be a useful tool for helping you choose the right approach. Now let us say after you have a problem statement, you have decided to do a survey and you need some help from AI as to plan the survey. Now, in planning, you will make sure that you ask the right questions to the users, and you need some inputs from AI, and you will use AI as your brainstorming partner, right? So what I'm going to do over here is, first I'll ask AI over here to give me what principles I should keep in mind when designing survey questions. Now I'll type this out in over here, and I'll also mention that instead of giving me like a lot of information, I want this in bullets. Okay, I don't want a lot of information. I want this in the form of bullets. So it is going to give me a list over here, and this is a list basically that is the principles. So these are the principles to keep in mind when designing survey questions. Okay, so you can see over here clarity, neutrality. So you should not add or have leading or loaded questions. What do you mean by leading? You should not ask users as in how wonderful has your experience been with the checkout flow. So what is the problem over here in this question? Problem is, you're already assuming that the checkout flow is wonderful, right? How wonderful. So you should not use leading questions or loaded questions. You should have relevance, brevity, one at a time. Okay, avoid double-barreled questions, balanced question, consistency, accessibility, anonymity, logical flow, test and refine. Okay, so basically these are the principles, and what we are going to do is we are going to make use of this checklist to generate the survey questions for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste in over here my problem statement, and I'm going to mention I'm planning to do survey to the below users. Okay, so here is my problem statement, and here I'm going to say help me with survey questions and adhere to following checklist or practices. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this as is, and I'm going to give this as an input over here. Okay, I'm going to press enter now, and we'll wait for the survey draft to come in from ChatGPT. So this will take some time, but we'll wait for a while. So you can see I've got the complete output over here, and here it is giving you the title over here, Fresh Cart Checkout Experience Survey First Time Users, and here is the intro that you can add. Here is so it has divided the entire survey into sections. First is the general experience, then you have the section 2, which is delivery fees, then you have payment options, overall experience, and then you have the closing over here that you see. Okay, and here you can see like different questions and the options as well. So you've got the entire form over here, or the entire survey being created over here. Now what you can do is, if you want to iterate on certain aspects, okay, so for example, if I want to iterate on I want to iterate on the certain aspects of delivery charges over here or delivery fees over here, so I can give a follow-up prompt that, hey, in section 2 this thing is not proper, maybe you should add this information as well. So it is going to revamp this entire thing, and is going to rewrite this entire thing for you. Okay, but now you have a decent first cut for the survey that you should be doing, and it is following the best practices. You can see over here. Okay, and it is following the best practices. It has mentioned over here. So you can see over here, clarity, brevity, simple and short questions, no blaming language like too expensive, bad design. Okay, so there are no leading questions as well, and it's relevant, basically focuses on delivery fees, payment and abandonment. Balanced options, so there is scale that has full range, so user can choose as per his preference. And then there is a logical flow, so it starts broad, goes narrow to delivery, payment and overall, and then future intent. And then this is plain English, avoids jargons, and no personal data is required over here. So anonymity is also important, and it's your call basically that you can have if you want to keep the survey anonymous or no. But anonymous basically would give you more responses, is what I believe. Okay. So this is the survey, and yes, you can anytime follow up and refine this with the help of AI. And you can also do a sample run. So you can say over here, pretend that you are actual user filling survey. Show me sample answers. So if you want to see how users will be filling this survey, okay, what you can do is you can take a look at some of the sample answers, and you can ask it to give you a table of 5 responses, and basically you can try analyzing it and see whether you're getting the desired analysis out of it in this structure. So all of that you can do over here, and you can basically work around this depending on your preferences. So right now you have a draft of the survey you want to send out to your users, and you know what questions you are going to ask your users and what your survey is going to look like. Now, as a next step, as a logical next step, you are going to make use of a service. So some popular services that I have seen to send out surveys to users are like Google Forms. People use Typeforms, and also different companies have different preferences. Okay, so what generally happens is you have a survey structure ready, and this service structure might be for user research, and you are going to manually copy paste everything and set up the entire form, right? And you are going to send it to the users. Now in AI world, this is no longer a requirement. What you can do is, if you have a draft, you can tell AI to create the form for you. Okay, so I'm going to show you this first. Let's take a look at Google Forms and how you can set up the entire draft using Google Forms. So first of all, I'm going to copy this entire thing, like the entire survey questions that I have, the entire survey draft. I'm going to copy, and I'm going to head over to forms.google.com. So here I'm on forms.google.com, and you can search for Google Forms and land on this page. And here you will see this big button, which is start a new form. So I'll just say start a new form over here. And when you start a new form, so you should see this kind of pop-up. Okay, now one sort of disclaimer I want to add over here. Okay, for this pop-up to appear, like create a form using AI. So this is a pop-up from Gemini. What is Gemini? Gemini is AI model of Google, AI model by Google, right? And they have integrated this Gemini into their Google products like Google Docs, Gmail, and you would also see this in Google Form, presentations, everywhere, all the Google products. Okay. Now you might see this if you have a Google Workspace account, or if you have a paid account of Google One. That is when you see this, you need to enable this. Okay, you might not see it. If you're not seeing this, then it's not enabled for your account, but this needs to be enabled in your Google Workspace. Okay, that is when you see this. And here, if you come, you're going to see hello Faisal, let's start creating. It's telling me, so it is giving me some suggestions over here. Okay, I can randomize and I can shuffle the suggestion over here. Or if you have some ideas on what sort of form you wish to create, what you can do is you can like add your description over here, and you can even make use of @ to include content from your files. So let's say if you have the survey draft saved in a Google Doc, you can refer that file from here. That is something you can do. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell this over here, create a survey for me with below. Okay, and I'm going to paste the entire survey that I had copied over here. So it got pasted over here, and you can see this thing got pasted, and here you can see this is Gemini for Workspace. Okay, so that is what is in action. I'll just say create over here. So what it's going to do is it is going to optimize, it is going to do some bit of processing, and you can see over here it has created the form for me. So you can see without me typing in things over here, you can see it has offered this, or it has created this entire form by itself. You can see everything. Now one thing is it has not marked the questions as mandatory. Okay, so I can ask it to do so. So I can add iteration over here. So you can see this editor at the top. Okay, all questions are mandatory. Also, you need to add sections. Also, you need to add sections as directed. Okay, so this is something I've added, and I'll say try again. Okay, so there will be a little bit of iterations that you will have to do, 1 or 2 iterations. Okay, so I don't see sections being added over here yet, and neither it has marked all the questions as mandatory. Okay, that's fine. So you can provide a rating, okay, based on your experience, but I'm just going to say create a form because it has saved a lot of effort for us anyways. It has just set up the entire field. Otherwise, you will have to like create all the forms, all the fields manually. Okay, you will also have to make sure like you copy paste everything. Okay, but since it has just not done this, we have to just set this to required. Okay, so all of these small settings we can do. Okay, and we have the survey ready for us. Now, how much of effort did we do over here? We did not do a lot of effort. We had a draft ready, which we imported all into Google Forms, and we are making use of Gemini over here to generate the form. Okay, now here it is again telling you help me create a form. So you can again go over here and you can create a form. And here at the bottom, if you scroll down, you will have suggest questions. So if you click on this, it is going to suggest you more questions based on the form. So it understands the context now, right? And you can see over here, more questions have been suggested, right? Over here. So you can edit, or you can like play around. You can get these questions inserted, or you can say retry. So it will just refresh this suggested things and you will see it being regenerated. Okay, you have an option to select which one you want to add and which one you don't want. So you can expand more with the help of Google Forms. I'll get this discarded. I don't want to add this. You can expand on your survey that you have already created over here with the help of Google Forms. Okay. Now understand, not all users might see this Gemini button over here, AI driven button. Okay, because it might not be enabled in their Google account. So what I did is I searched over here, enable Gemini in Google Forms. And you can see over here this first link for the support from the support article. And you can see this is, so here it has given some instructions. Okay, and it is telling you over here that this workspace program might not be available in your country. Okay, so you have to check whether it's available in your country. And also you should check if you have access to Workspace Labs features to open a form in Google Forms and help me create forms. So you can make use of this button over here, which I'm seeing over here. Right, so this button is for helping me create a form using Gemini. Okay, and there is some instruction as to how you can make use of it. So this needs to be enabled. If it's enabled in your Google workplace plan, then you should most likely see it. Now let's start talking about another popular service, which is Typeform. So Typeform is also widely used for creating surveys and doing some research. So here on Typeform, if you're watching this, I'm assuming that you're already signed up and you use Typeform. But if you are not, then you click on sign up. You'll be greeted with some onboarding questionnaire. Just complete that and then you'll land on the workspace. Now you have all your survey, like the entire survey draft ready over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here in Typeform. I'm going to say create a new form. The moment you say create a new form, you're greeted with this options wherein you say start from scratch. You can import questions or you can create with AI. Now the thing over here is Typeform's AI over here does not allow us to import all the questions and generate a form out of this. Okay, so for example, if you come over here for all forms, use AI to create questions for any form. So I'll choose this option because that's most relevant. So here you have to describe the form and add important topics. For example, I can describe the form this way. And I can add important topics that are optional over here. Okay, and it will create a form for me, but it is not allowing me to enter these fields. So if I have to create form from those fields only, so what I can do is I can come over here and there is another option if you go back, which is import questions. Okay, so when you said create a new form, let me do that again. Create a new form. So you saw another option, which was import questions. So you can copy paste all the questions over here and you can just say import questions and it is going to create a form in seconds for you, right? And you will have your form which was generated as a draft with the help of AI and now you have it ready in Typeform. So you can see the entire form come up over here. Okay, so Typeform understood what you need, and it has basically given you a form, and you can share it and publish it, and you can send it to your users. Okay, so yeah, this is how you can get Typeform to get your survey setups done. I hope this has been useful. Now let us say you are doing an interview setup, okay, and you wish to interview a few users. You have the list of users defined already from your target audience, and now you want to take help of AI to plan out your interview. So we are going to have a AI driven interview workflow. Okay, so what I'm going to do is first, okay, I have the problem statement. I'm going to make use of this prompt over here. I've already written this prompt. Okay, so here's my research problem. I'm stating my research problem over here. Okay, so this is my research problem here, and then I'm telling AI over here, like, act as a UX research consultant. Suggest me 3 to 5 interview goals that I should focus on to uncover the main reasons for the abandonment. Okay, now I'm doing this. I'm getting the research or interview goals over here first. Why am I doing this? Because I want to have a focused goal, and focused goal is basically going to prevent any sort of waste work over there. Okay, and it will keep me focused. So let us give this as a prompt and let us see what it gives you. Okay, so here it is giving you 5 interview goals. Okay, and first it is telling you can see the goals over here. It's asking you to explore how user interpret delivery fees. Okay, whether they see them as justified. Okay, why, if it feels hidden or unfair, that alone can drive abandonment. So this is one goal over here, because delivery fees can be one of the driving factors. Okay, this is all from we have not given this as an input, but this is coming in. Identify which payment methods users expect. Okay, identify emotional triggers during checkout. Okay, and evaluate clarity and transparency of cost breakdown. Discover alternative behaviors after abandonment. Okay, so these are some of the goals basically that can help us uncover the friction points, any sort of expectations that we are not meeting, and any sort of drivers that are leading for a drop off. Now once you do this, it's important that you generate interview questions based on these goals. So I have this prompt over here. I'm telling AI that based on these goals, generate 10 open-ended, unbiased interview questions to ask first-time Freshcart users. Why first-time Freshcart users? Because that is what my problem statement is, right? And I have to make sure that questions explore all the problem areas like delivery fees, payment trust, mobile checkout usability, and emotional reactions. And I'm asking it to be non-yes, no kind of questions, okay? Because I want to strike a conversation and I want to have open-ended conversation with the interviewer. Okay, so over here, this is the prompt, and this is going to give me 10 open-ended questions. So if you want to modify the count, you can modify this based on your preference. And also, if you have modified these research goals and you have iterated over it, let's say you took this research goals and you modified it in a WordPad or Notepad locally on your system. What you can do is you can also mention those research goals over here, and you can tell the AI that, hey, consider these research goals that have been modified by me as below. Don't consider the above one. That is something that you can do to make it much more explicit, and you can paste your research goals over there. So it will consider those ones and not these, the ones that are at the top. Okay, if you want to add any more details over here, you can happily do that. And I'll just do a send over here. Now, after doing the send, you can see over here, this is the response that I got. Okay, so I got a list of 10 open-ended questions over here. Okay, open-ended because I asked them to be open-ended. Okay, so if you're not happy with any of the questions, of course, you can reiterate on this. Okay, but AI, I feel, does a really good job of giving you some initial set of questions. You can see over here, it has categorized it into delivery fees, like all the areas that you wanted to explore with the user, right? And it has given you some things. So here it is not giving you yes no kind of questions. It is not giving you leading questions. Okay, all the best practices it has followed over here. So if you want to modify or if you want to reiterate on this, you can absolutely do that. But the output over here has been great. So you can take a look, payment trust options, checkout visibility and clarity. Okay, what is the experience like navigating through the checkout process on your phone? Okay, This is very to the point question. Can you walk me through? So this first question is very open-ended. Can you walk me through what went through your mind when you first saw the delivery fees during the checkout? Okay. So there are no leading questions, and then there is emotional reaction and decision triggers, and then there is post-abandonment behavior as well. So after leaving the checkout, what happened? Okay. So yes, this is a great I would say great point or a great list of questions that we have got. If you want to modify this, of course you can reiterate on this, you can give a follow-up prompt, or you can take these questions locally onto your system and modify them, right? Now once this is done, you can organize this into a conversational flow, and you can ask AI to do it only, okay? Because order matters. You can have some rapport, like some questions that build rapport with the user. Then you can discover some context and dive into the surface details and ask some concrete suggestions later on. Okay, so you can tell AI basically to reorder these interview questions into a natural flow, like you first warm up, discovery, deep dive, and then close on the improvements. So basically what you can do over here is you are asking the output as a structured interview guide. So, okay, so this will go in, and here you are getting 2 responses. Okay, so this is pretty common. You're going to see like multiple responses, and it is asking me to give feedback on the new version of ChatGPT. So this is okay. Don't get confused if you see this UI, but you can choose. You have the liberty to choose from these 2 responses over here. Okay, so both are looking very similar. I'll prefer this one. Okay, and you can see this one over here. It has basically categorized everything into warm up and all those sort of questions over here. Okay, now you have a conversational flow, and you can take this, you can modify it at your end. Okay, but what I also like to do is, once I have the final list of interview questions that I wish to take to my users, okay, I would want to have some sample answers, or I would want to simulate a interview with the help of AI. That is something I like to do. Okay, now this is something I do to get some sort of simulation as to what to expect from these questions. It's like a rehearsal, a fast rehearsal that you are doing, not from a actual user, but yes, from with the help of AI. So what I would do is I would add this prompt over here: role play as a fresh cart first time user who abandoned checkout because of delivery and fees payment. Answer each interview question realistically using personal failings, decision steps, and frustrations. Be detailed as if you are a real user giving the feedback. Okay. Now this is a simulation that we are doing with the AI. It's important that after every interview, based on the learnings from the interview, you rephrase or rework on the questions. So if you feel like this question did not help me get a better answer after the interview, you can rephrase this. This was the old way of doing things, right? You can still do it today. Okay, but with the help of AI, you can actually run a simulation. You can see over here. What I used to do is, before AI, I used to have a set of questions, and then I used to go to the user. After the first interview, I would take a look at the answer and the output, and I would reiterate or rework on the questions. Hey, this question was not good, or this question did not help get the answer. Okay, but here you can do a manual review of, or manual role play, I should say, of the all the interview questions, and you can see over here, I'm getting the responses. Okay, you can see over here. These are actual responses that you get from the users. Okay, you can see. So this is just a simulation that you can do. This gives you some insights into what to expect over here. That is what I can tell you over here. Okay, so here it is also concluding the output over here, which is fine. But what you can also do is you can go a step further, and you can generate these responses for multiple personas. For example, I can give this prompt over here, and I can say, now generate 3 different realistic user personas, like budget conscious student, busy parent, and cautious first time online shopper. For each persona, role play the interview responses to the same set of questions. Okay, so here I'm having so initially I had like the simulation from one kind of user, like one persona, and then I'm asking AI to simulate this with multiple personas, and it has created persona 1, persona 2, persona 3 for me, you can see, and it is giving me the output over here. Okay, if you feel like the answers from a particular persona is not as detailed as it's supposed to be, so you can copy that persona and you can say, hey, this one is not detailed in answers, can you make it detailed? Okay, so you can get this done, okay, and you can ask it to be a bit more detailed, okay. So you can see over here, this is the first cut of the responses that you have got. And if you go down here, it is also generating a detailed responses for R offer basically, which is something that you asked him to do. Okay. So yes, so this is how you can make use of AI to get some smart interview setups done at your end, and not only just setups, you can simulate this at your end and you can get some feedback. So now it's time that we begin talking about how summarizing and synthesizing research data works in the AI world. Okay, so we are going to talk about working with AI and research data. So I'll talk about a few points over here that are listed over here. Okay, so first we'll talk about why does it matter. So why summarization matters over here. So summarization matters because, at the end of any sort of survey or any sort of user research, you are going to get a lot of raw data. And raw data meaning you will have raw transcripts, notes, and all of this data will be segregated, or it would be at one place, or it can also be segregated at different places, So this data is segregated, and summarizing and deriving conclusions out of this data is really, really important. So that is why this some step of summarization and synthesizing the data matters a lot. Now, how does AI helps us, and where does AI come into play? So AI will be first pass over here. Okay, AI is not the one that is going to make decisions on your behalf, but it will be acting as a first pass over here, which is going to help you speed up analysis, reduce the researcher fatigue, and it is also going to help you focus on deeper insight. So basically, it is going to just accelerate your work. Okay. Now, last point says AI does not replace the researcher judgment, but it only accelerates it. So don't think of AI as if it is going to replace the judgment. It is not going to replace your judgment, but it is going to accelerate it. Okay, so it is going to fast track a lot of things for you. So these are few points that I want to mention over here. And making use of AI in the right way over here is also important, and it is also important that you set these expectations in your mind before we move forward. Let us take a step further and let us understand how you can analyze these survey results with the help of AI. So let's say you have sent out a survey to some of your users, and you got responses in the form of a sheet over here or an Excel. Now, generally, you would be getting the responses in the form of sheet like this, as you are seeing over here. This is a sample. These are some sample 10 records for one of the surveys that I had created in past. Okay, so you can see over here, this is what it is, and this is basically the survey results that is analyzing the checkout experience. Okay, and whatever user has selected, you are going to see all this information like this. So let's say you have got these kind of responses over here. Now, one simplest way to analyze these results is basically to copy this entire thing. Okay, copy this entire data and head over to any sort of LLM. Now, one of the LLM or one of the AI applications that is very popular is ChatGPT. So I have it open over here. You can just say over here, cluster. Okay, so cluster these survey responses into top 3 themes. Okay, so I'm trying to get the theme of the responses over here, and I've pasted all the data and I will send it to AI. Okay, so here it's telling, got it. I clustered the responses into 3 main themes based on repeating pain points and feedback patterns. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to synthesize the data that I have got into main themes. Okay, and what issue users are facing, and themes is helping me get some information. And over here you can see theme 1 is delivery fees. Okay, and it talks about visibility, fairness, and impact on abandonment. So here you can see many users said delivery fee info was clear, but still labeled the fees as high or unfair. Okay, and high delivery fee was a direct reason for the abandonment in multiple cases. Now, suggestion over here that we are getting is lower the delivery fee or offer discounts or free delivery thresholds. Okay, so you can see over here, and representative responses is high delivery fee, which multiple users have suggested, and low delivery fees is a suggestion over here. So this is theme 1 as analyzed by ChatGPT. Theme 2 is payment method limitation. So users are repeatedly reporting that preferred payment method was unavailable. So basically, if that's the case, okay, so you can see over here credit card and PayPal were commonly mentioned as missing. So if a payment method like credit card or PayPal, which is quite popular, that is missing in your checkout flow, then you should basically explore adding more payment options to improve the conversion rate. So here, what you're doing is you will be directly building a feature with the help of engineering team to basically deliver this. And over here in theme 1, basically you will be working with the operations team to analyze, operations and business team to analyze if you can improve on this. So can you reduce the delivery fees in a way, or what business impact it is going to make. So all of this you need to discuss with business or operations team. Theme 3 is checkout process around length and speed. So some user described the checkout flow as long or difficult, and here the suggestion could be faster checkout. Okay, so you need to review this with the help of UX team. So yeah, this is these are top 3 themes over here that came out of this. Now see over here, this response or this input from AI we got within seconds, right? So here AI did the job of accelerating you towards understanding this data. Of course, you can manually go through and sort out the data, of course, and I would also recommend that you should not completely rely on AI 100%. Yes, it can accelerate, but it can even make mistakes. So you can see over here the disclaimer. Okay, ChatGPT can make mistakes. Check important info. But from my experience, a lot of times, or majority of the times, not a lot of time, majority of the time, 99% of the time, ChatGPT is always right. Okay, but you should also have this habit of cross-verifying things, right? So yeah, this was one way in which you can make use of simple stuff like ChatGPT, and you can just paste the data in a simple way, and you can get the summarization or identify the themes that are within the responses. Now keep in mind, when you're copy pasting data, you should retract or you should get rid of any sort of sensitive information. Now here in my data there is no sensitive information, right? There is no user email or anything like that I have in this data. This is clean data. So I would recommend you take the data, get it into a new sheet and clean it up a bit, and then use it for the AI. Okay, this will help basically make sure that you are not exposing any sort of sensitive data to the AI models. So this is done. ChatGPT is one. You can make use of Claude, okay, which is a AI model from Anthropic. So if you search for Claude AI, you're going to see this website, claude.ai, and you can go over here, create a account, and here you can see. So I'm not going to sign up over here, but this is similar a chat model, and it works in a similar way to that of ChatGPT. Okay, and Claude is basically good for longer text surveys since it can handle large text documents really well. Okay, so if you find that ChatGPT is not giving you good responses, or if you have some other preferences, you can make use of Claude anytime. Then you also have things like Notion AI. So if you're getting all the data in Notion, so you can make use of Notion AI, or you can even make use of AI within Google Sheets over here. So if your organization has enabled Gemini in your workspace, so what you can do is I'll select everything over here. I'll say right click, and here you can see Analyze with Gemini. So I'll just click on Analyze with Gemini, and I'll see this top tab coming over here, and it is going to analyze this data for me. So here I got the response. Okay, and if I scroll up, okay, I'm getting some tutorials over here, but here if you scroll up, you're going to see, okay, you can see it has given you some nice charts as well. Okay, so here you can see understanding the fresh cards checkout process. So this is how the data is segregated here also. So you can see all these graphs it has given you. Okay, you can ignore this if you don't want to see. So how many people are satisfied, how many people are unsatisfied, and how many people are very satisfied. So it has segregated it like this. Okay, you can even insert this over here for analysis purpose. Then over here you can see this is a survey data from first time users of Freshcart, and it is giving you these patterns. So you can see mixed checkout process over here. It is evenly split between 40% finding it easy, 30% finding it moderate or difficult. So you can see over here delivery fees and payment methods are significant pain points. Okay, so this is what we got from ChatGPT as well, and this is what Gemini is also telling us. Okay, So it did not have credit card and PayPal as options. Lower the delivery fees and more payment options are key areas for improvement. Okay. Opportunities for streamlining and retention. It is saying shipping information is most common stage where users stop or consider stopping the order, 40%. Payment method and review order is contributing significantly, 30% each. So you need to improve on these two methods. Long checkout process is one improvement point. Faster checkout should be there. So it is. So this is basically the analysis of the entire data. So you can make use of Gemini as well. Okay. So this is how you can make use of LLM tools to basically get, or I should not say get, it's helping you get themes, or it is helping you get grouped insights based on the survey results that you get. Okay, and you are not only getting the data, the understanding of the data. You are not only getting the understanding of the data, but it is also helping you save time. Okay, now imagine here I only have 10 records, so I can even do this manually, but imagine if I'm having thousands of records, right? So in that case, this gives you a good, first look towards what your users are saying. All right, I hope this is useful so far. Now let us begin understanding as to how you can work with transcripts. Okay. Now let's say I went on a Zoom call or any sort of call. Okay, let's say I went on a Zoom call. Zoom is the standard generally. And generally these meeting tools will give you access to the meeting transcript. Okay, so transcript generally looks something like this over here. Okay, you can see Sarah, Alex were two participants, and whatever they said, okay, it is basically transcribed over here, and you get to download this over here. So there are options to do this in Zoom, which is one of the most popular tool amongst corporates. And if you're using any other sort of meeting software for user interviews, make sure it has this kind of feature. I'll tell you why. Because if you miss something, see, generally what happens is whenever you are doing user interviews, user research, you will be taking notes. But if you miss something, and if user said something, then it's easy to get that information or retrieve that from the transcript. Or on the other hand, what you can even do is you can record the meeting, and you can generate a transcript out of it. There are tools to do that as well. All right. So here I have this thing. Okay, I have the transcript ready, and now I'll show you how you can make use of transcript to generate themes. Okay, so first of all, I can simply copy this. This is one way. Go to any LLM like ChatGPT, Claude, any sort of LLM, and just paste it over here. And you can add like what you want over here. So you can see summarize this transcript into top 3 user frustrations and top 2 improvement areas. Okay, so I'm just giving a question to AI over here, which is ChatGPT, and you can see over here top 3 user frustrations. You can see over here overwhelming and disorganized product search. So search results show too many mixed options without logical sorting or leading to frequent wrong purchases. Cumbersome and unclear checkout flow, poor error handling, show a generic payment failed message, right? So user had to re-enter all the details and wasted. This led to wasting time and effort. 2 improvement areas is personalization and simplification of checkout, clarity and guidance in crucial moments. You can see over here. Now what I can also do over here is I can ask AI to add supporting quotes as well. So I can say over here, okay, top 3 summarizes. So it's the basic same question that I'm asking, and I'm telling it over here, provide supporting quotes as well over here. So that is what I'm asking for. So here what it's going to do is it is going to like add the quotes from the transcript over here. So this is what users said. Okay, when I search for organic milk, it shows me 20 different options. I just want regular organic whole milk. But I have to scroll through everything. Now here this is what AI is getting out of it, and this is the quote that it's referring to. So if you feel there is a mismatch over here, okay, it would be easy because you have the quote now over here, and you can like copy this entire thing, and you can search through the transcript over here as to when it said this. Okay, so you can see over here, it said this over here. You can see this is a conversation. So you can read through as to what happened, or if you remember it, you can check the recording as well, right? Cumbersome and confusing checkout flow. So you get the quote as well over here. It asked me to set preferences, each item individually. They substituted my pasta with gluten-free pasta that cost twice as much. You can see over here, this is another quote over here that has been added for unclear fees and weak error handling. So you can see over here as to how you can get, themes, basically top 3 user frustrations and top 2 improvement ideas. That is what you are able to get. And this is the first kit analysis. You don't have to like go through the entire transcript, or if someone else has taken call on your behalf, you get access to the transcript. You don't have to read the entire transcript or watch the entire recording. Now you can even say group the transcript understanding into recurring themes, okay, and label each theme and provide supporting quotes as well. Supporting quotes meaning the line that user said. Okay, so here it is going to give you, the recurring themes, labels and quotes. So you can see these are the quotes over here. Users struggle with cluttered, poorly organized listing leading to mistakes and wasted time. Theme 2, theme 3. Okay, so all of this is mentioned. Theme 4, theme 5. So if you have multiple users and multiple transcript, these themes help you a lot. Okay, because if there is an issue overlap that multiple users are reporting, you can get that easily with the help of these themes, right? So yeah, this is something. This is a very simple way of accelerating the understanding of the user interview and deriving conclusions from it. Now here I'm making use of ChatGPT, but you can feel free to make use of Claude. Okay, if the text data that you have over here is pretty long. And remember one thing, AI might hallucinate at times, okay, and it might not give you the right responses, or it might just seem off track. All right, so just be sure to verify and validate the data against the actual thing that you have over here. So this is the actual transcript that I have. I'll make sure that I validate the data in the right way, and I'll just make use of AI as a way to accelerate my work. So I hope this has been pretty clear to you all. Now I would want to give you a gist of Otter AI and Dovetail. So let us talk about Otter AI. Just simply come to your favorite search engine and type in Otter AI, or just head over to otter.ai. Now what is Otter AI? It is basically a meeting agent. All right, and this is particularly really useful when you are doing any sort of user research and want to leverage AI for accelerating your work. So you can see over here on the right hand side, you can have advanced meeting summary templates, actionable insights. So it's just giving you the features, and it's telling you, can you summarize? So it's basically summarizing meetings, giving you everything. Okay, it can help a lot in user research. So if you scroll down, you can see over here, it gives you live transcription. Okay, it's basically a AI powered transcription service that automatically converts speech to text in real time, and it is useful for conducting interviews, usability tests, and focus groups, right? So what you can do over here is you can also check out the pricing. They have a generous free tier over here. You can see over here, this is what free tier offers. So you can test this if this works for you, but unfortunately it only caps at 300 monthly transcription minutes. So you can use it for small kind of user research every month for free. But if you have some heavy usage that requires more, then you can upgrade to some pro version. But I'm going to just show you what it does. So here you can see there are different agents over here. Okay, you can make use of this. So here the sales agent can help you do follow up and everything. Okay, you can see the integrations over here. So if you are using any sort of tool right now, there are integrations that are possible over here. So you can see if you go to integrations, you're going to see it connects with Zapier, it connects with Zoom Phone, it connects with Zoom. So basically you can add this AI meeting agent in Zoom calls. It connects with Zoho, Snowflake, Slack, Salesforce, Outreach, Notion, Teams. So if you're using Microsoft Teams, okay, you can make use of this as well. Okay, so there are tons of applications that it interacts with, and I feel this is the best right now. Okay, and it also connects with Google Meet. So generally, if you are working in an enterprise setup, you generally will be making use of either Google Meet or Microsoft Teams, or you will be making use of Zoom. So this fulfills all the boxes over here. And here, if you go to Zoom, okay, if you go to Zoom, you can see this is the Zoom page, otter.ai/zoom. So what it does is it joins your Zoom meeting. Okay, so you have to invite Otter AI to Zoom meeting, and it will do the job of recording audio. Okay, it will do the job of writing notes. It will capture the action items, and it will generate the summaries for you. So you don't need to download the captions, transcripts, and do all of that stuff with ChatGPT. If you prefer having an advanced setup, you can make use of this. Okay, you can see over here. So how it works is, I'll tell you. So you can get started for free, and then you can connect your calendar. So Google or Microsoft Calendar, and here you can ask it to join. You can like ask Otter Pilot to join over here, and then once it joins, it is going to like create notes for you. Okay, it is going to generate live summaries for you, generate the content for you. It is going to do a lot of stuff. So basically, it's an AI agent that you have in your meeting. Okay, so that's Otter AI. So what I've done is I've created an account over here. You can see I just signed up on an account. I just signed up for an account, free account, and it is telling you get Otter will join, schedule Zoom, Google, and Microsoft meeting, and share the notes with calendar invite guest. So this is what it's telling me in the onboarding. Okay, so here you can say I don't want to share. So you can set up, okay, keep meeting notes private if you want to do that, and I'll say agree. Okay, and I'll just continue over here. So it's basically connecting to my calendar and everything, and then what it's going to do is it's going to take you to the dashboard. Okay, so here for the more onboarding, I'll say next, and okay, get pro by inviting people. I don't want to do that. So I'm right now on the home page. Okay, I'm done signing up, and now you can see over here, this is a basic transcription or dummy transcription for me to learn how I can make use of Otter. Okay, so here you can see this is a transcription. If I click on this, you can see this is a summary. So okay, these are summary templates that you can make use of, but we'll just check. So here you can see the overview, action items. Okay, all the action items, and here you can see the outline. Okay, so this is a template. You can change the template if you wish to. Over here, candidate interview. So you can change it to candidate interview. You can see it came in something like this. Now if you go to transcript, you will see all the transcript. You can see like who spoke what over here. Okay, and this can be imported from your Zoom call meeting, Google Meet, or Microsoft Teams meeting, and you have everything, and you can then chat over here with the transcript. You can outline, you can add comments, all of this you can do. Okay, so it's really helpful. It saves you from juggling between multiple tools over here. Okay. Now there is another tool which is called as Dovetail. Okay, and you can search for Dovetail, or you can come to dovetail.com, and it is a user research platform that helps you organize, analyze, and share research insights. Okay, so what you can do is you can sign up over here. Before signing up, you can even explore the features. So you can see over here, it can be used for gathering the product feedback, sales call, customer calls, usability tests. Okay, so you can see this is the video, and it's giving you the transcript and everything over here on the right hand side. Okay, it is being used by quite a lot of companies. So you can see automatically turn customer conversations, docs, survey into actionable insights that power your strategy. Okay, and then it gives you agentic chat that gives every team instant access to the intelligence that they need to influence the decision. So you can check this out. Okay, and again, it has pricing. Yes, it has a generous free tier, which I would say, and you might need a professional version if you want to use a lot of this. Okay, but if you're willing to do it for some basic or limited use, you can sign up for free over here. Okay, so what you can do is you can sign up, and once you sign up, you will be like showcased the features like this. So I've already signed up, and you can see over here, this is the screen that I didn't close. Okay, so you can see over here, once you so you can make sense of everything from calls to documents. So anything you have like calls, documents, transcript, you can generate detailed summaries and gather insights. So if you have transcripts generated from Zoom and all, and if you don't want to make use of ChatGPT or Claude, you can upload it over here. You can paste the interview notes and everything, and you can, even get the survey results over here, and you can make sense of them. So you can see here it will give you AI based summaries, right? And you can even choose the themes. You can talk to AI, and it's a contextual chat basically that takes into consideration the data that you have uploaded, and it is going to give you the results based on that. Okay, so yeah, these are some of the features, and you can import the data. So you can click on import data, and you can see different options of importing the data: Zoom, Google Calendar. You can connect anything and get the data imported. And if you click on this, okay, this is a video. All right, oh, this is a video. Oops, chat with data in my project. So okay, so I'll just close this, continue. But yeah, this is what Dovetail is, and I hope this has been useful. So now it's time that we begin talking about Perplexity AI. Now, if you come over here to perplexity.ai, sorry, it's not perplexityai.com, but perplexity.ai, you would see this kind of an interface, and you can create an account. Account creation is very simple. But Perplexity AI is a super smart research or search assistant, not research, but search assistant. So remember, we were using search engines like Google, Bing. There are different search engines that you would use. And what you used to do is, after searching, you would go to the web page based on the search results that you get, and you would try to get the information that you were looking for from the web pages that you get listed, right? Now, this is a newer kind of AI powered search engine. So if you ask any sort of question to this, it is going to search the web, summarize the answer using AI, and it will even show you the credible sources. So you can think of it as a Google plus smart assistant that gives you quick summarized answers you can trust without leaving you into, without leaving you with different links basically that you are left to explore on your own. That is how I would define Perplexity, right? And I've been using it a lot in a while. Okay, now how can you use this Perplexity, this tool basically in your competitor research or competitor discovery? So let's say you have an app idea. Now the first question is, who else is already doing this, right? And competitor discovery is usually slow and involves hours of Googling, looking at different tools. But tools like Perplexity AI make the most of this instant. Okay, so what you can do is you can look for direct and indirect competitors of the ideas that you have. So let us say I have a app idea in the meditation space. So what I would do is I would enter a prompt like this: who are the competitors of a meditation app that helps busy professionals relax in 5 minutes? Now this could be very useful, people. Okay, using something like this would be very useful. Let us take a look at the results as well, and I'll tell you use cases as to where all you can make use of it. So you can see it first scanned the sources. Okay, you have the sources tab that you can go to, and it generated the results for you. Okay, and it is also giving you the source of a particular result. All right. So first of all, if you come over here, this is the answer. Here you will have all the images. Okay, here you will have the sources, and here you will have all the steps that it took. So basically it searched this using this keyword, then it searched this, then it searched this, and it got these results over here, okay, from the web. And based on these results, it generated this answer for you, right? So you did not have to go to a search engine, look for these individual links, and get the data or synthesize the results. You didn't have to do that. AI did it for you. So it saved a lot of time over here. So it is telling you the main competitors of the meditation app designed for busy professionals is over here. You can see Calm, Headspace. So Calm is widely used. Headspace is known for structural programs. Simple Habit is one. You have Insight Timer. Okay, then you have Aura, Buddhify, Inkscape. So these are all the applications. And in Indian context, okay, here you have Idanim. I don't know how to pronounce this. Idanim. Okay, so this is specifically created for business professionals in India. So just with a simple prompt, okay, Perplexity AI scanned a lot of web pages. It generated thoughtful results, and it is also giving you, you can see, it is also giving you the sources from where it has fetched a particular line in the answer. Now, this has basically accelerated a lot of work for you and it has saved hours of research, right? Now, you can even ask follow-up questions on this. You can see ask a follow-up over here. You can say what are the key features of each competitor and it is going to scan again. You can see calm feature, headspace app feature, simple habit app feature, and you can see here it is giving you all the features. You can see the list of features. Okay, you can ask it to give it in a tabular format or however you want it. Okay, but you can make use of this to like ease a lot of stuff. Okay, you can even ask for pricing models. So what are the pricing models these competitors use, something like this. Okay, and it is going to give you the pricing models of each competitor. So you can see it did a search, subscription plan, headspace, it went to every website and it is giving you the pricing over here. You can see everything in one go, right? Of course, you need to verify this information, but nevertheless, it is a great start, absolutely great start. And it's basically a new way to search the web is what I would say using AI. So you can see calm, limited content. Here you can see free tier has limited content and then you have a monthly price of this. Now annual price is this. Okay, these are the 7-day and 14-day free trials options. Aura, Buddhify, all of this you can see, and some sort of summary over here it gives you as well, right? So yeah, this is how you can make use of Perplexity AI, and there are tons of use cases over here. You can get the competitor details. You can do market segmentation. For example, you can ask which competitors target the same demographic, like busy professionals versus a broader audience. So if you want to see competitors that target broader audience, you can take a look at them also. You can even look for indirect competitions or alternatives. Okay, so you can ask like what are the alternative ways busy professionals are managing stress in 5 minutes. Okay, are there any podcasts, YouTube channel that they are that are serving this audience, right? You can check for them as well, right? These are all indirect competitors. Like YouTube channel can be an indirect competitor for an app, right? Because a busy professional that wishes to do meditation might also refer to a YouTube channel and might follow and listen to some meditation music over there, right? Now, based on the features pricing that you see over here, you can also ask for gaps. Okay, so you can say over here based on features and pricing so far, what are the gaps in market, something like this, and it is going to give you its understanding of gap over here. So you can see ultra short meditations. Most app offers quick sessions, but generally start at 3 to 5. Okay, so these have proven effectively. These have very few provide effective, scientifically crafted micro meditation under 2 minutes. So this is one. AI-driven experiences for executives, this is missing. Team and corporate integration, this is missing. Localized content for non-Western audience, this is missing. So all of these, a lot of things are missing, and it is giving you a gap and opportunity over here. What is addressed well, limited. Okay, so it's searching. So you can see over here, it is searching over here. It is searching over here, and it is also giving you the answers with the help of AI, right? So it's that useful. Okay, and yeah, you can leverage this, and I think it's a good tool to browse the web and do some sort of competitor positioning analysis, competitive research, and all of that. I hope this has been useful. Now let us understand how you can make use of ChatGPT or any sort of conversational LLM like Claude to do competitor research or competitor discovery. So here in the prompt box, after you create the account, let's say I have a use case wherein I wish to analyze the competitors of meditation app for busy professionals that relaxes users in 5 minutes. Okay, this is the application that I'm willing to build, and I wish to do direct and indirect competitor analysis. Now I'll send this to ChatGPT or any sort of AI model. It will think a bit, and it will give you the response. Okay, now how is it different? So there are different tools like Perplexity AI. Okay, now Perplexity AI is basically focused on fast citation-backed web search results. And it is considered as a strong competitor of Google search. Okay, But ChatGPT and Claude are conversational AI assistant. Yes, they also have the ability, like the recent versions of ChatGPT and Claude have ability to browse the web as well. So you can see over here, it is giving me citations over here. But Perplexity is considered better when it comes to, browsing the web. Okay, but you can even use ChatGPT if you don't want to make use of Perplexity AI. So here you can see it has given us the competitor map for meditation app that promises to relax busy professionals in approx 5 minutes. So here you have Simple Habit. This is a app built for busy people. You have Headspace. You have Calm, Insight Timer, Breathwalk, Auras. All of these it has given. Indirect competitors also it has given. Okay, which is really good. And here it has given you things like YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music things. Okay, and here it has given you quick strategic takeaway and what matters versus what to watch. Okay, so you can see over here it has given you quite a lot of information, and it is also giving you in the end, if you want, I can make a prioritized feature or UX checklist as to what to build first to beat something like Simple Habit, Headspace on a 5-minute relief thing. Okay, or you can even do pricing experiments over here. So it is asking you a follow-up question as to what it should do next over here. And you can see over here for everything, it is giving you the pricing model and the key features. Okay. Now, if you are not comfortable to directly jump to the list of features or do pricing experiments, you can ask it to compare the competitors in terms of user experience, target audience, and strength or weakness. So it is going to create a comparison, okay, and it is going to give it to you. So you can see over here, in case of direct competitors in terms of UX, target audience, strength, weakness in one line. Okay, basically one line is the summary. Okay, so it is giving you everything over here based on the data it has. Okay, now this data is coming in from the data. So this data or information is coming in from what ChatGPT has been trained on, and also it is doing a bit of web browsing over here. That is what has been introduced in the recent versions. You can even ask for opportunity gaps. Okay. Now, one thing I would like to highlight over here, you can see the sources tab that you can click on, and you can see what all it referred to. Okay, I don't see any sort of sources over here, but if you go to the previous response, you could take a look at sources. Okay, there are no sources over here. All right, no problem. So here now you can ask this follow-up. So you can see it has given you a decent response over here, like the gaps and opportunities and everything it has given. Okay, so yes, you can make use of this also for doing a decent amount of research on competitors, generating comparisons between the feature sets, pricing strategies, and how they grew. And you can get a decent response, and it can save you hours of work over here. Now, once you are done with the research, it's important to summarize it, create reports, and all of this can be done using AI. You can even create compelling data visualizations and infographics automatically. So here I have some competitor analysis. This is an outcome of one of the research that I have done. This is a sample outcome. Okay. So what I can do is I can copy this data, go to any sort of LLM, and I've pasted this data. And then just before the data, I'll just mention, summarize this data into a 1-paragraph executive summary, highlighting keywords, highlighting key trends and insights. So I've typed this out, and then you can see LLM magic over here. Okay. So you can see over here, this is a summary that I have got with the help of AI. And you can reiterate on this if you wish to, or if you are satisfied, you can, make use of this itself. Now you can even ask ChatGPT to generate a bar chart comparing features versus pricing for these competitors. Okay, so the recent versions of GPT have some great abilities to do so. Okay, you can even make use of Gemini for the same, but I'll just show you using ChatGPT. So it will take a while. We'll wait for a while. So you can see after a few seconds, it generated this kind of a bar chart. Okay, you can see like feature score over here is 7 for Habitica. Okay, Habitica has feature score of 7. So you can see it has plotted it exactly, and you can see the price as well over here. So whatever you have mentioned, okay, features versus pricing for these competitors. You can even improve on this prompt and get different kinds of bar charts over here. Okay, but now over here, this is an image. You can make use of this in your presentations. But let's say if you don't want an image of this and you want something that is really customizable. So what I can do is here in Google Sheets itself, I can like select this, or I can select this and I can say analyze with Gemini, and I can add that prompt. Okay, generate a bar chart comparing features versus pricing for these competitors. So Gemini already has access to this data. Okay, so here you can see it is working on generating this. So we'll wait for a while until it analyzes and completes this. So you can see over here you have got an output. Okay, you can see the competitor pricing per month, competitor feature score. This is the bar chart over here, and you can ask it to combine these two as well. Okay, it's totally your choice, or if you want to use a specific chart, that also you can mention. And whatever the output is, you can click on insert over here. So the moment I say insert, okay, where did it got inserted? 1 second. So it got inserted into a separate sheet over here, which I don't want it to be. So here I can say copy chart, and here I can paste it, and you can see it has been inserted over here, right? And then I can say edit chart. I can modify it. So here you have column chart. Okay, you have combo chart. So you can see this kind of chart. If you want this kind of a chart, it is called as combo chart. So I'll close this, and here I can say give me a combo chart. Okay, give me a combo chart. And what is this? It was comparing features and competitor pricing. Okay, so I can see something like this. So I need a combo chart, right? Combo chart is something that ChatGPT gave me. It had bar and like bar as well as these lines. Okay, so it looks like a combo chart. So we'll wait for a while, okay, until it completes. Okay, what happened here? It is still analyzing. So you can see the analysis is done, and if you scroll up here, you are going to see the feature score and pricing. So you can even copy this chart and you can get this added. So I'll cut this, I'll close this, and I'll paste it over here, something like this. Okay, you can basically work on this even further. Okay, so this is an image, this is a chart. Okay, why is this coming in like this? Okay, put image in a selected cell. Okay, this is copied as an image, and okay, 1 second. So I'll just go to. Okay, so it basically generated this combo chart as an image. I'm not sure why, and I'm not able to get this to generate it as a. So if I say insert, let me see if it actually. How does it insert? Okay. Okay, so it inserted this, but if you click on this, okay, it's actually being generated as an image, which is fine if you're okay with the results. Okay, you can make use of it. Okay, but if you're not okay with the result, you can ask it to basically give it as a as a modifiable chart. Okay, so I realized when you ask for combo chart, it is generating it as an image and not as an editable chart. That's fine, but this seems to be a bug over here in Gemini, but that's absolutely okay. They keep on improving time to time, and this thing that we have got so far is also really good. Okay, so I hope this is giving you a sense of how you can leverage AI to generate these kind of analysis stuff. You can even come to ChatGPT and ask it to generate the infographic summarizing market trends from this particular table, and let us see what it generates. Okay, we'll also see if Gemini is able to do so. Okay, so I'll come over here and I'll just say like make an infographic, and let us see if it's able to generate an infographic over here. Okay, so here GPT is taking a bit of time. Okay, and let us wait for a while. Okay, so I did add this prompt in ChatGPT and I got this kind of a response over here. Okay, so if this is good, you can click on this. Okay, and you can talk to AI. So you can see over here, you can just click on the image and it will take you to a separate chat window wherein you can talk to AI or ChatGPT basically and tell it what you want to add or remove or replace from this particular image. So basically, it's like telling a designer that he remove this, change the color of this, and basically you can describe your changes and it is going to do it for you. Okay, but I also gave it one more prompt that, hey, can you create a nice infographics? So this one had a lot of text. I told it that, can you create nice infographics showcasing more of data in it? So, it has just put this data into this form over here, and you can see this is how it has given the infographic, which is decent. Okay, you can get around to work with it. You can cut this center part over here. You can improve on this. You can chat with AI to basically improve on this table form, and you can say, hey, this looks like a raw table, just make it a little bit better. So you can do all those sort of stuff. Okay, but if you see over here in spreadsheet, when I asked it to generate an infographic, it could not give me a good one. Okay, that is something over here. Okay, so this is one learning. And then if you come to Gemini, so I went to gemini.google.com. This is also an AI model, and here I basically added a similar prompt with data, and it gave me this kind of an image. Okay, you can add follow-up prompts. I've selected image over here. Okay, so here from the settings, I've selected like create an image. Okay, and based on that, I've given the prompt. So yes, this was around Gemini. Okay, but yeah, you can follow up on this. So I feel so far ChatGPT has given the best infographic possible over here. Now, when it comes to AI tools, it is not going to give you the best result in the first go. Okay, there will be a little bit of to and fro. You will have to iterate on this. For example, if I want to improve this, looks like a raw table. So if I want to improve on this table to make it in a well-designed format, so I've added this prompt. I'm asking it to improve on this particular table to make it visually appealing for an infographic, right? Right now it just looks like a raw table. So I've added this, and it is going to take a while to regenerate the image and fix what I have suggested over here. So we'll hang in there. Okay, I have the output, but the output looks more or less similar. You can see it did not improve on this. Now I'll have to reiterate and tell it to improve, or give it a sort of examples like, hey, don't show it in table format, or change this, change that. So I need to be more specific if I'm not getting the desired output over here. Okay, but this is how you can generate the infographics, and I hope this has been useful. Now, research insights are only valuable if stakeholders understand and act on them, and AI can help us turn raw research into persuasive presentations tailored for different audiences. Okay, so what you can do is, I have this data and I want to transform this into amazing slides. So I can come over here, I can give prompt that I have following competitor research data, and you can add the data over here in paste data. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this data, entire data, and I'm going to paste it. And I'm saying generate 3-5 key insights or actionable recommendations for product team presentation. Now this is for product team. You can update this for product team, CXO presentation, or CEO presentation, or whatever you want to. But based on your response, it is going to give you some key insights over here. You can see these insights, right? And you can adapt this for different audiences, like I mentioned, product team or marketing, sales, or executive or leadership team. Now, once you have this, okay, what you can do is you can take these key insights over here, and you can basically make use of any sort of AI tool to transform this into presentation. So here I'm in Canva. Canva is quite popular. Okay, and if you come over here to Canva, what you can do is you can go to Canva AI here, and you can say, so here I'll select design for me, and the moment I select design, you can see over here it can even design a presentation, right? So I'll just copy these insights. Okay, all these insights, everything that I have got, key insights and actionable recommendations. I'll come over here, I'll say create a presentation for me based on below findings. Okay, so this can be a starting point. Of course, this is not going to be perfect, but it leverages, or it saves you a lot of time, setting up templates and doing all the manual stuff. It is going to build a sort of starter template customized for your requirement. You can see I just gave it this input from ChatGPT. You can even modify this. So take this to Notepad, and if you want to modify this insights or reiterate on this, you can do that with ChatGPT or manually. And then you can see over here, it will give you a presentation design. Okay, so something went wrong, and I don't know, this is some sort of one-off error. So I'll just copy this again, and I'll send this over here. Let me see what it does. So there is this one-off error that's happening, maybe some issue. We'll wait for a while until this generation is complete. So you can see it's regenerating now, and you will soon see some design appearing. Okay. I'm seeing a high failure rate with Canva AI right now as I'm creating this. Okay. But you can see over here, you can see. So this way, basically, you can make use of Canva AI. Okay. Right now, I could again see it failing. Okay. So it generates the image, but it then quickly fails. I don't know why. So this is basically an issue on their end, but I believe they must be working on it, or the service must be temporarily down. All right. But yeah, this is a very amazing way to get started with the presentation and have AI done it for you. So I hope this has been useful and you are able to follow along.